Okay, this is part two of we're gonna have another country western bloopers tonight probably, but I wanted to explain what my day was like. You guys, it was crazy. Okay, so I made. I don't want him to hear me. He's in the other room. He's right next door. What the hell am I watching, you guys? Oh my god. So yeah, earlier, but I don't want him to hear me talking about it. No, so I made okay, I forgot he didn't like mayonnaise and I made bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And he took a bite and he was like, "Oh my god, it's got mayonnaise on it." And then he threw the whole plate on the ground and I was just like, "Okay." So then but I remade it, but then he still didn't eat it. So we wasted a whole pack of bacon, but then my cousin's going to eat the two other made sandwiches because that one didn't have all it had was bacon and cheese because I didn't even know if he wanted tomatoes. But then I made dinner out of the hamburger meat that he had bought because he's it's just we're mentally ill. That's what it is. We're all mentally ill in here. So it's like that's what it is. But I mean, I'm I'm more sane, but it's because of what happened to me. This one guy a long time ago, he said, "You're like the sanest person in this place," because I had gone into like a psychiatric hospital before when I was a kid, but or when I was younger, I had my daughter, and then the guy goes, "You're the sanest person in here. Why are you in here?" I was like, "I don't even know. It's just that like I wanted to break off. I wanted to get away from my marriage, my first marriage. I wanted to start new with just raising my kid by myself, and then because I was in love with this guy named Jesse. He was a soldier, but then he moved on and got married. It never happened because he stood me up one night and I yelled at him for that, and then he was just like, "Well, my whole world doesn't revolve around you," and I was just like, "Okay, well, whatever then," because I was only in town for a little while. I was getting ready to dip off, but if he would have, kidnapped me, we would still be together. But he stood me up at the nightclub, so it's just dumb luck that. And then my dad always says, "Well, you guys know how to pick them because we pick bad men." And I think that there's just a lot of bad men. It's not that we pick bad men, but there's not so attractive people that are like having nice stuff, and a good man. So it's like, God, what's wrong? Like we're pretty. Me and my sisters are beautiful, but we get all these really bad situations. But not. I mean, my little sister's doing good now. She just had her second baby, and they're still married. I prayed for their marriage and everything, and I just told her just hang in there. Don't do nothing crazy. Like you guys can have another baby or whatever, because I don't want her to get a divorce. These people are fighting. My roommates are fighting. They are so insane. They're yelling and fighting at each other. So anyway, yeah. So then I made tacos for dinner out of the ground beef that we bought that one day. I took them to the store. They're like probably physically fighting. I don't know what's going on. Oh my god. They're like arguing and fighting. Oh my god, really? I don't think I want to record that. That's invasion of their privacy. I'm not gonna get involved. It's crazy. It's too much drama around here. So yeah, then I made some tacos and I didn't put the taco seasoning because one day he threw my taco seasoning outside and I was like, dude, go get my taco seasoning. Like, why would you throw my taco seasoning out? We don't have any seasoning whatsoever. Not even salt and pepper right now. Oh man, but I don't know what's going on. But God's doing a lot of changes in my life because I pray for good roommates and I pray for and I don't know. I prayed last night if they're doing some kind of drugs to that they don't do it in the house, because I'm just like Princess is freaking out. Look at her. You're freaking out. Are you freaking out? Are you freaking out? Did you say hi to your audience? You didn't even say hi to your audience. You know you're the doggy movie star and you didn't even say hi to everybody. She's upset. She doesn't like when people fight, so she's... Oh, I know, baby, but it's not our business. We have to stay in our lane. It's okay. Let them fight. Let them fight. It's okay. I know. Just go hang out over there. She's been like super needy, like all curled up with me. Look at you. I don't want to play. Here, go get my shoe. Go get a shoe. She's like super needy, but she's trying to eat at the same time. She's multitasking. She went to run and get the shoe, and then she started eating her food. You are so crazy, girl. I'm in the middle of... I mopped the floor today, but I had to mop it with laundry soap and then dish liquid and water, like, because I didn't have any cleaning products. Hey, it's the end of the month blues, guys. That's what happens. But we are going to continue our show. I have to delete enough videos, and then we'll come back. I'm going to do the country western bloopers tonight. I might try to sing some country western songs, like, you know, Shania Twain. I don't really know a lot of the country western music, but I heard a couple good ones when I was in Texas, and I was like, oh, that's a cool song. Like, there's some really good country western artists, like, very, very good. And I'm going to be one of them. I'm just kidding. I'm going to get skinny. I'm going to put my cowgirl boots on. I'm going to put my cowboy hat on, and I'm going to fly to Texas. We're trying to plan a trip, like a family trip. And they have like carriage rides there, but I don't have anyone to ride the carriage with. I do, but that's a long story. Christian, stop being a deadbeat boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. He needs Jesus. That's what it is. I think he just needs Jesus. But I'm getting me some Jesus so he can find me a provider that would say, what's wrong with your car? And then fix my car, like, hello. And help me get my divorce so we could get married, like, hello. Like, well, he does want me to get my divorce, and I'm sure he would marry me, but would he be marriage material? That part. And he's so young, and I'm like 3 times his age. Like, I'm 52. No, I'm 53. Am I? I forgot. Okay, no, I think I'm 53. So, and I'm 53, and he's like 28. So I am robbing the cradle, but I didn't plan it that way. His best friend tried to follow me out of Walgreens. This is a long story. And then I'm pretty sure that he had cheated on me with the church, one of my church friends, because I always put 2 and 2 together. I'm like a detective. So it was just a long story, but we were all friends. All 3 of us were friends. And then we used to go to the movies together. So one day we just took off, like, because he was acting all crazy, like saying he wanted to move on. And I was like, okay, go ahead. I've been trying to tell you that, like, I want to go back to Jesus. But then, like, I found out his friend liked me, so I was like, oh, well. And I don't do the friend thing. I don't, like, ho-hop or do any of that. I was just like, well, we were just hanging out as friends, like, and we weren't, he thought we were dating when we weren't. I was just taking him to the dollar store. That was it, like, so. Because one day he wouldn't give him a ride, and I was like, give your friend a ride. Like, why are you being mean? You have a car, we have a car, and he doesn't. Like, go pick up your friend, you know, so. Anyway, oh well, it is what it is. And he got mad at me one day. He's like, well, I bet you his dick isn't as big as mine or something like that. I was like, excuse me? I hate to tell you, baby, but yeah, it's bigger than yours. But they were both, you know, hot, you know, hot little youngins. But yeah, I was a little sugar mama, I guess. But I mean, like, cause one day I was hanging out with one, and then I took him to eat. Then I had to take the other one to eat, so it was just like weird. It was just like I didn't want to take these guys to eat. Like, they always take me to eat too. Like, they would buy food for me. They're not like deadbeats. They weren't total deadbeats, like, but like they would buy me food and they would hang out with me at my apartment. Like, so it's like it was. And I would go out of town, and they probably had fun in my apartment. It was like having their own apartment. And when I would get back, they'd be like, "Oh, guess what? We had a bunch of girls up in here." And I was like, "Fuck you! I don't care." So yeah, they were just. That was my clique. You know, they were my besties. They're still my best friends, but one of them moved on. He was just, I don't know. he had no reason to be upset because he was the one that he said, well, I was testing you. And I was like, testing me for what? Why would you try to break up with me and test me? And it's like, and I was going to break up with you anyway because I serve God at the end of the day. I'm not trying to stay living in sin. But then I ended up living in sin for like 5 years after that. And it took me down a bad road. It was really bad. It was a bad road. So don't ever do that. Stay on your Christianity walk. Trust me, it's the best thing. Like, I mean, if somebody's wants to date you, that's fine. You can go on dates and everything, get to know them, and then if they're a good person, eventually you guys can work on maybe getting married. But my last crush just broke my heart because I was trying to, I was trying to cut people off and focus on him, and then he just got mad because I couldn't